وبركاته. لكل داء دواء. For every disease, there's a cure. In the previous videos, we talked about some of the foundations of helping others, even a structure to helping others, salam, ta'aruf, shura. Once you start working with somebody on a problem, it's so important to remember this hadith. لكل داء دواء فإذا أصيب داء الدواء برأ بإذن الله عز وجل. For every disease, there's a cure. Okay, so with our model, we can reframe that to say for every problem, there's a solution. Okay, if the cure is applied to the disease, that's point number one. There's a matching process. Not every problem is solved with one, piece of advice. You can't come to somebody who is, for example, something as basic as being stressed about an exam, and come to them and say, well, the reason you're stressed is because you have too much attachment to the dunya. Okay, but in this moment, how is that going to help them? In fact, it aggravates even worse because you're adding a new problem they need to work on. That's why it's so important to use judgment when it comes to helping others, starting with this hadith. One, knowing that there is a solution. Okay, if there's no solution to the problem, then you're not doing problem solving, you're doing coping. Those are totally different skills and different interventions when it comes to coping. For example, if a friend of yours has somebody that passes away, that dies, what solution can you provide them? There's no solution to that problem, but what there is the coping that's necessary. Okay? And that matching process is one that differentiates the levels of helpers. Because if somebody has a severe psychiatric problem, well, that's not somebody you're going to be helping if you're just, a beginner counselor. They might need a psychiatrist, they might need a medical professional. But the whole idea is their assessment process looks different than when you're working with somebody on a problem that you think you can help them with, especially if it's loneliness and ignorance. If there's some information they don't know and sharing your experiences, that's wonderful. But that doesn't mean that you can't be part of a network of people helping somebody. And again, we're not talking about serious disorders here. We're talking about so many young Muslims that don't have any type of support at all. And preventing problems from happening is where we start. But the idea here is, I want to share this hadith because I want you to know that no matter what pathway brings you into the network, that you can see clearly how powerful these ahadith can be in helping others. If there's a matching process between the problem and the disease, it will be relieved by the permission of Allah. So there's a third part to that, is that when we help others, we're not influencing anything. We're doing what we need to do so that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala may make us a means to helping others. And this is a really, really important principle to have, but a much, much harder one to actually internalize and keep keep conscious of. So if for any reason you don't want to help somebody because you feel like you don't know how to help, that's one thing. You don't have to help people in every single aspect of their lives. Perhaps just being present and even saying something like, man, I wish I knew how to help you. I don't, but I'm here with you along the way. Or I don't know what to tell you, but thank you for sharing. Thank you for trusting me with that. If there's something I can do, I will, inshallah. And so many other ways of acknowledging that you're powerless. Feeling like an imposter or not knowing how to help is something that quickly will be removed from your mind, inshallah, if you join some of these courses. But the whole idea is, if you think that it's you that enacts the change, then you're already thinking in the wrong way. When it comes to helping others, it's them and the work that they do that leads to that change. You can facilitate that process. You can influence that process. You can help them with, predicting what might happen or explaining what's happening. But at the end of the day, the work is on them. And even when they do that work, وَمَا تَوْفِيقِ إِلَّا بِاللَّهِ, the tawfiq, the actual success comes from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And instead of, forgetting that, I think if we remember that, it takes a lot of that stress off of our shoulders, knowing that I just have to be sincere in what I do, and Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will take the rest. And I'm not responsible for the outcome. You're responsible for the process. So ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to strengthen you in being able to help others, and to give you more hikmah and wisdom in matching problems with solutions. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.